We've hit the midway point of July. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? The midway point of July. It's my 100th day at ESPN Radio in Gainesville. It's been 6 months since I did my last show in Jacksonville. It's amazing how much time flies and how quickly things move along. And that's going to kind of be the basis of this episode of The Bar, the Harp On Sports Podcast, Audio Media Network. Follow, like, share, subscribe, the whole gamut at Harp On Sports Twitter, at Harp On Sports Facebook, Instagram, all of it, harponsports.com, the Harp On Sports YouTube channel. Okay. Where are we? We're 6 months from September, right? July 15th. We're just 6 months, 6 weeks. 6 weeks from September. 6 weeks from September. We're just as close to September as we were back to May 1st. That's where we are. Actually, June 1st. My apologies. Jim, all over the place tonight. We are just as close to September 1st as we are to June 1st. Memorial Day. Think about how quickly time flies. So what do we have for you? Well, I got a couple of things. Got a little regional bias. Have a little SEC smoke. And on top of that, a little Jaguar joy. Going to start off first with the SEC smoke. You know what? Sometimes people do things because they think they're making a difference. In this coronavirus pandemic, 10 days doesn't mean squat. The SEC announcing today they're pushing back the start of fall sports till September 1st. Well, since most of them begin August 20th, you're really doing a lot there, aren't you? 10 days. You got to think drastic now. This time for half measures of stuff is over. I don't know why, but now we're to the point where we had 67,000 positive coronavirus tests in America. Florida might as well be if coronavirus, it'd be an STD trap. Is what Florida is. It's a mess. This whole state's joke. The governor's a clown in a suit. I'm done. I'm done letting the bottom 10% and morons ruin things. I am. And thank God major retail manufacturers are as well. What are you going to do? Not go to the grocery store? And everybody now that's getting on like Walmart and Kroger and major retailers, like, it's about time you make people require. I'm not going to get on them for that. They're a little late to the party. That's fine. The grocery stores where I live in Gainesville, since I moved here in March, since I came here in March, have required masks. So I'm used to it every single day. Good for them. And I'm done letting the bottom 10%, the bottom 15%, the Chuck Wooleries of the world. I'm done. I'm done letting those people ruin things for everybody else and ruin things for me. I'm done with you. Done. This whole thing is you got to be nice to these people. No, you don't. Not when they're getting people killed. You don't. You don't wear a mask. You don't get to go in the store. And that's where I am with the SEC. We're going to push things back till September 1st. That's not going to fix anything. You had 67,000 positive coronavirus tests. Think it's going to go down? It's not going down. The only way to make this stuff change, you have to do drastic measures. If you want anything, if the SEC, this is what you do. And this is what you have to do to people. You have to treat people now like children, because most of them are. You have to treat people like children. You come out and you do this. Southeastern Conference go, look, we're not going to have football. We're not going to have anything unless you start wearing masks. At least Walmart came out. You can't come to the store without a mask on. Well, I'm just going to shop somewhere else. Fine, shop somewhere else. I'm just going to shop at home. Good. No, not going to pander to cater to you anymore. Done. And if the SEC were smart, they come out and say, look, you already screwed it up. We don't get football till October. If you really want to solve this and you really want to do something and you really want to make a difference, you really want to, not that you say you want to, but you really want to make a difference. Like, I want to change the world, or I want to get into shape. You need to make a lifestyle change right now if you're this conference, or some conference needs to. A lifestyle change. Not like a lifestyle change of, I am going to remove regular soft drinks with diet soft drinks, and I'm going to eat out one less time a week. That's not a lifestyle change. A lifestyle change is I'm going to lose 40 pounds and get up every morning at 5:30 to work out. That's a lifestyle change, not, well, I'm not going to have dessert. That's not a lifestyle change. You need a lifestyle change. Somebody needs to come out and say, look, that's it. We're not going to have, we're canceling all sports until October 1st. We've got 6 weeks to figure this out. And I'm sorry, I trust the director of the CDC more than I trust you, who I went to high school with on Facebook that installs car windows when it comes to disease measurement. I trust somebody that's made disease study and pathogens their life more than I trust you. Yes, you, who, nice enough dude, but you work as a plumber or in construction. I'm going to trust the doctor more than I'm going to trust you, because you haven't got anything right. Done with you. Done. Greg Sankey, commissioner of the SEC, I implore you, come out and say, that's it. Nothing. This whole thing, we're going to delay the season until September 1st. 10 days. Oh, 10 days. You realize the 4th of July was 11 days ago? So we're going to delay it that time frame. Think about how soon the 4th of July was. Just right. It just seemed like it was yesterday. That was 11 days ago. In that time frame, we're going to whip this thing. Come on. It's not realistic. 2 months. Give everybody 60 days to figure it out. We are July 15th. We're going to make a run for this. Our goal's October 1st. That's 10 weeks. It's 10 weeks. We can knock this out in 6. The CDC says we can bury this thing in 6 weeks if everybody wears a mask. Come on, say, you want football? Wear a mask, or you're not going to get football. The commissioner needs to do that. The president's not going to do it. He's done. He's cooked. He's south of cheese. It's over. It's done for him. To get any sort of leadership, it's over. Or at least the right thing at this point. They're wearing masks anyway. Where DeSantis and the president are with their masks, they're about 6 weeks behind everybody, gang. They've been 6 weeks behind from the get. That's it. Greg Sankey, somebody. Jim Delaney, the Big Ten, somebody come out. For the love of everything. Holy. Come out and say, that's it. You're not going to get football. You're not going to get it. NFL teams too. Come on. Roger Goodell, somebody in the National Football League come out and say, you know what? You're not going to get an NFL. You're not going to get a season. You're not going to get to go to any games. You're not going to get to go until you put a mask on. We're pushing the season back to October 1st. See if we can figure this out. Because that at least realistic. Because this whole thing, we're going to wait to the end of July. I can tell you exactly how this is going to end. You and I both know how this is going to end. It's going to end with, well, we're going to push it back to the middle of August. It's exactly what's going to happen. We're not sure yet. We're going to delay the season a week. Yes, like somehow we're going to curb this in a week. Not going to happen. Just not. So this SEC smoke, that's it. No more. No. Come on. Be realistic about this. You have certain things that you can do. It's like, I weigh 210 pounds and I'm going to lose 15 pounds in a week. That's not realistic. It's not. There's only so much you can do in a small amount of time. We're going to wipe out the biggest pandemic in 100 years in 5 weeks because what? Just because? Well, it's not going to happen. It's not. And here's the issue. People look at this disease like they look at like live social media. People look at this disease like they look at problems that they're facing. You tweet something, and then we're on to the next thing. Get a big story, and then we're on to the next thing the same day. Something breaking happens, and we're on to the next news story. This disease isn't like that. This disease is just sitting at that bar stool saying, all right, I'm going to be here tomorrow when you wake up. Not going anywhere. Not moving. So, come on, somebody. SEC, smoke. This whole thing, we're going to push fall sports back. Women's soccer and volleyball, we're going to start that September 1st instead of August 20th. 11 days. 4th of July was 11 days ago. He's not going to fix anything. Watch. Come see me in 16 days. See how accurate I was on this. What have I been wrong about so far? Not a lot. You're not going to get to go to games in September because there's not going to be games in September. Don't wear your mask. Well, you kind of have to if you're going to go out now. Be stubborn. Continue to post OAN stories on your social media and what you heard and memes of Donald Trump with Jesus on him. Really fixing things, isn't it? You actually have to physically do things to change things now. Done with it. Done with the bottom 10%. Actually, it's bigger than that. Done with the bottom 20% ruining everything else in this world. 80% of people, okay? 80% of people, I think, really, I don't want to say care, but 80% of people I think are decent, good people. Those 20%, I'm done with them. Done with them. Why? What are they going to do? Huh? What are they going to do? Oh, I'm just not going to shop there anymore. Good. I'm going to shop online. Good. Stay home. Mm-hmm. There you go. So I'm done with you. Done with you. So there's a little SEC smoke. A little regional bias. I saw that, schools, the Big Ten's gone down to what? Just conference only, which is 9 games. The Pac-12 is conference only, 9 games. Kind of beneficial when you play a 9-game conference schedule as opposed to an 8-game like the SEC. But Big 12's always been at 9, right? So, or at least for the last 4 or 5 years. So here's where I am with this. I got a little regional bias going on. The likelihood of this is not going to happen, but it's the smart, realistic thing to do and the smart thing to do. Remember I told you just a couple of minutes ago, you want this solved. You want this fixed. October 1st, everybody has to wear a mask or you don't get football. You don't get football. Your Facebook posts aren't making this go away. Neither your Twitter posts. This is what I would do. I would create a regional schedule. Here in the state of Florida, I'd look around and say, hey, whatever the schedule is this year, it's great. It's pushed back a year. Whatever the 2020 schedule is, it's now 2021. Whatever the 2021 schedule is, now 22. We're pushing everything back a year. What difference does it make? Well, we're scheduled to go there in 2036. You just push everything back. Just push it back a year. Everything back a year. And this year, we start from scratch. You got to get started on this now. I mean, it's time for serious conversations when it comes to things like this, if you want to save it. If not, wish. See where you get. This is what I would do. I do a regional schedule. Florida. Florida would play, starting off with FAU. And then Florida would play Miami. And then Florida would play USF. And then Florida would play Central Florida. And then Florida would play Georgia, because you want to keep your, at least the states, right? Georgia and Florida. And then Florida would play Georgia Southern. And then Florida would play FAMU. That's what I would do. State like in the Midwest. Notre Dame's in Indiana, right? Notre Dame will play Indiana. Notre Dame will play Purdue. Notre Dame will play Ball State. Notre Dame will play Western Michigan, who's on their schedule anyway, at least in that corridor within that 90-mile, 2-hour stretch. Going around the country, you can do this with North Carolina, Charlotte, NC State. You can do this in pockets every. Penn State plays Pitt, right? Penn State plays Temple. Penn State plays Akron, Buffalo. Regional games. You can do this. If smart people, you sit around a week, you could get this figured out. We're going to have a regional schedule. We're only going to play regional teams this year. Well, what's that do for a playoff? You're not going to have one. You're not. You're just not going to have one this year. Well, why don't I play? Hey, college football survived until 5 years ago without a playoff. Well, without a playoff, what are we going to do? I don't know. Do what we did the first 97% in the history of college football? It's like saying a movie's bad because you didn't like the ending, but the rest of the movie's great. I don't like the ending. No, okay. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It just means it's a bad ending. This year, not going to get an ending. Up until 5 years ago. We didn't have a playoff. 6 years ago, we didn't have a playoff. What are we going to do without a playoff? I don't know. What we did the previous 150 years? That's what I would do. Well, who's going to be the national champion? Not going to have one this year. We're not. And that's fine. That's fine. Well, on a championship, what are we going to do? I don't know. Ask the other 127 teams or whatever it is in Division I football that aren't part of the Final Four. Florida ain't going to play for a national title in what? 10 years? Somehow, people still go to games. 75% of college football teams are out of the national title hunt by week 6. 75%, if not more. That's what I would do. Regional schedules. Nope. No playoff. What? Think about teams that are eliminated in the NFL by week. Think about what by the month of December. How many teams by the month of December, week 13 in the NFL, how many teams legitimately have a shot to win a Super Bowl? Legitimately. 8. 8, that means 24 don't. 8 legitimately have a shot. And let's just say 4 other fan bases could have a shot. 12. So that means 20 teams. No shot. Okay. So regional schedules this year. Regional schedule. Tennessee can play Kentucky. Maybe you can talk me into West Virginia. Chattanooga, Memphis. You can do this. And here's a great chance for HBCU schools, right? HBCUs, whether it's Alcorn State, whether it's, again, Florida A&M, Prairie View. Did you find a school that doesn't normally get to play on the stage, and they're going to get to play one of these big boys? It's great exposure. You want this or not? Because what you think, we still have a chance to save this. Okay, sure. Right now, college football, you are a time bomb that's ticking in a movie, and you're in the single digits. Right now, college football, this is where we are. You have to go 20 miles in 15 minutes. You're running late. You need to be to work at 9 o'clock. It's 20 miles away, and it's 8:45, and you just started your engine. That's where it is. That's where we are. It's reality. Hey, Cinderella, it's 10-tell. That stagecoach is going to be a pumpkin here in 10 minutes. It is. The reality of the situation. Okay. Last thing, a little Jaguars joy. They didn't trade Yannick Ngakoue. Not the end of the world. It's not. The question is, what do they do now? And the answer is you sit on it. You sit on it. Didn't get a deal done. Didn't get the franchise deal done. Oh, okay, well, then you just wait. Now, here's the good news when it comes to this. They can franchise him again. He doesn't sign this year. Well, you can franchise him again, can't you? Here's why this is a good thing. And the whole thought process is here. Oh, they didn't trade him. What do? They own a ton of leverage over him. He could have signed for $17 million. 1-year deal. Let's say he shows up and plays under the tag for the final whatever weeks. Let's say he sits out the whole year. Either of those are fine. Then at that point, you have quite a bit of leverage, right? And this is what I'm thinking. If the Jaguars are bad enough this year to get Trevor Lawrence, to have the number 1 or number 2 overall pick, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, however it works, you're going to have 2 good quarterbacks up there. Jags are 2-14. They secure one of those top 2 picks. Then you trade Yannick Ngakoue for a 3rd rounder, 2nd rounder, whatever you can get. If not, let's say the Jags go 5-11, 4-12, and they're not up there at that point. It's drastic, and it's something you can do. Question is, do you want to do it? At that point, the Cowboys cannot get a deal done with Dak Prescott. He wants Pat Mahomes type of money. Do you value Dak Prescott? Do you think Dak Prescott's legit? Do you? Because the Jags are going to have a ton of cap money. If you think Dak Prescott's legit, you are, and you're the Jaguars, and you have the 7th overall pick, 6th overall pick. Here we go. I can't get Trevor Lawrence. I can't get Justin Fields. You know what we'll do? We will trade you, Dallas, the 7th overall pick. They get the Rams 1st round pick too, right? We will trade you the 7th overall pick and the 20th overall pick, 2 first round draft picks, and Yannick Ngakoue for Dak Prescott. We'll trade you 2 first-round picks and Ngakoue for Prescott. Well, they don't want Ngakoue. Oh, fine. They can spin him off to somebody else. Or at that point, you don't want Ngakoue, fine. We'll trade Ngakoue for a second-rounder, a third-rounder. Okay, we'll trade Ngakoue to the Ravens next year for a late second-round pick. All right, late second-round pick comes in. Late second-round pick, 2 firsts, Dak Prescott. You sign Dak Prescott to a 10-year, $400 million deal. Now you got your quarterback for the next decade, Jaguars. That's if you're not bad enough, which you won't be. This roster, you got too many guys in contract years. D.D. Westbrook's in a contract year. You have, come on, Seth. Leonard Fournette is in a contract year. You've got offensive linemen that are playing for their jobs. Brandon Linder, $8 million, $9 million. You got all these guys that are in contract years. You're not going to be. If you think this team's going to be the worst team in the NFL, you're crazy. They'll win 4 or 5 games. They will. Not exactly the strongest division in the world either, is it? So, again, just saying that if it doesn't work out, and Gardner Minshew's, now if you go 8-8, you're got kind of one of those worst case scenarios because you're like, I don't know what we do here. Gardner Minshew took a step forward. Do we want to franchise court? What do we do? And that's where it's going to be tough. If this team shows progress, and he shows a lot of progress, he throws for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks, something like that, then we're going to mess on your hands. But through all of this, and at least the structure of it, if this team goes 4-12, 5-11, you trade your 2 first-round draft picks to the Cowboys for Dak Prescott. There you go. Because he's struggling to get a deal done. And then if you really want to have fun, and Dan Mullen has a good year at Florida, you're the Jaguars, you offer Dan Mullen a boatload of money, you reunite him with Dak Prescott, and he's the coach of the Jaguars. Now, if Dan Mullen, you going to take that job? It's all about money at that point and control. How about that? And people say there's nothing going on with sports. Yeah, come on. All right. Follow, share, like. Share, follow, like. Subscribe. Harp on Sports Twitter. At Harp on Sports Instagram. At Harp on Sports Twitter. HarpOnSports.com. Harp on Sports Facebook page. Let's see here. Harp on Sports YouTube channel. Check it out. Follow it all. Be a part of the action. Everybody, happy mid-July. Time for serious people to make serious decisions. We're no longer including the bottom 10%. They've been in charge for 3.5 years, 4 years. That's it. Done. Ruined it for everybody. They've been the shot of tequila on a good night. Yeah, it's over. Enjoy your evening. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. This has been Harp on Sports, the bar on the Harp on Sports audio podcast media network.